what better way to start off Niche Fighter Monday than by checking out a brand new niche fighting game? So yo, let's kick it off. Let's take a look at Train Tracks Combat from Lane D. Howard, also known as Sunshine FGC. This is a game I first saw some clips of this. Yeah, it must have been I feel like it was almost a year ago. I love this art. I love this kind of art style. This, I guess I kind of want to call it, Stickman art style. Y'all remember those like old Flash animations and all those Flash games that had like stickmen, or basically like the people you'd see on like road signs and stuff like that, and you get these wild animations and these weird funky platformers and fighting games with them. I feel like this is like an extension, yeah, Fat Stickmen, right? I feel like this is kind of an extension of that art style. You've seen it with games like Project Knockout. Yomi Hustle, thank you. That's another really great recent example there, Steamy. Yomi Hustle is another one that really used that kind of art style, right? And it's like an excellent idea for a developer, especially an indie developer. It's not to say that it's just, oh, the art is easy, it's not gonna cost anything. But I think it's a much more economical art style and aesthetic that you can accommodate as an indie developer, compared to having to do 3D CG graphics and rigging and the animation that accompanies that, etc., etc. So yeah, sometimes simple is better, and this is one of the ways that, yeah, devs can kind of take advantage of that. And I think it's very evocative too. Like I said, I saw this and it immediately pops out from a lot of other fighting games that you might necessarily see just scrolling through Twitter. There are other games like Stickman Fight and a handful of others which kind of embrace this style, right? So I was immediately taken by it, and I love this idea, man. Train Tracks Combat. So right, welcome to Train Tracks Combat. Choose your commuter and duke it out in Chicago's own California Blue Line stop. So here, let's take a look at the trailer. Gritty. Oh god, the people's champ. And like, yo, this is a game that totally just embraces everything about its like concept and conceit. I love it, right? The end of the line as the round ender, the fact that you have a bullet train as a character, and Gritty, the people's champ. Come on, the hometown hero. I love a good, yo, the gun juggles, that was actually pretty sick. Okay. The dash forward off of gun, I love it. Yo, Mrs. Hive? I hadn't seen this character, actually. I hadn't seen that, the portrait art for that character. Oh man, this game looks pretty wild too. Yo, so April 17th, we only have 8 days or something like that. We're gonna be able to check out Train Tracks Combat, and I love it. So there's gonna be 4 characters, short hops and wave dashes, which I think is really interesting, as well as a parry mechanic. And then it's going to be relatively bare bones, right? So no online, but you got training dummies, CPU for the single player experience, and local battles. 4 characters, and it'll cost you, which I love. It'll be the price of a train ticket. You need to hop on the metro. It's going to be what, $2.15, I believe. $2.50 is what it's going to cost you. I love that. A nice, like, small, concise package. It looks like it's a really, here's some cool special attacks, just go wild with your unique abilities. Very much kind of like Heatwave from Monochrome Soft embraces that kind of ethos as well, of just like, you know what, go wild. Like, everything in this, in that trailer kind of indicates that. Barnacle Bill has the cannon. Miss Hive with the air mobility, with like the flutter. I'm curious how the beehive itself works, if it's just a standard projectile or if it like stays out. It seems to stay out for a little bit. Barnacle Bill looks super sick. Are you kidding me? You have the, first of all, you have like the anchor whip, and then you can summon the fish buddies. That is so sick. Bullet Train can do spin fake outs. Yeah, it seems to be like spin off of Gunshot, right? Or because yeah, you like puts on the hat, spins in, spins out. launcher into anchor whip, shoulder charge wall bounce into launching fish is so sick. You know that combo's still going. Yeah, and the gritty, once again, wall bounce, dragon punch. Oh, it's off of a parry. That starts with parry. Oh, the relatively slow fireball is such a cool thing for characters as well. This like slow fireball into jump in combo off of it. I do love me some of that. That's not even that slow too, so it still like seems practical as a like neutral projectile tool as well. This looks really good. Like I am very impressed, and I'm very happy that a developer is just saying small package. You know what? You want to get the core experience. It is about local versus multiplayer. It is about being able to do fun, cool stuff in training mode, and it's about testing yourself against an AI. If you can do those like 3 core things with 4 characters that are unique, an interesting art style, an interesting aesthetic, or an interesting shtick, like that is great. And like keep it relatively short. Because okay, we're gonna talk about another game, an upcoming indie fighting game in just a minute, which is a game that has been, I think we're gonna look back on some modern indie fighting games and be like, y'all went through some indie dev hell. I don't want my developers to go through indie dev hell. I want them to be able to have a like, basically a concise development cycle where they could get through it, release something, be proud of it, right? It doesn't have to be this magnum opus, right? Like you can have smaller bite-sized games that achieve a lot of really important goals for a creator. So let's try that. Yeah, Foxy, right? 4 characters, small game, it's nice. It like each character can be very unique, right? I mean, you start getting to a point when you're making a cast of 25, 35, 40 characters in some of these games, right? And you get a little bit of like portability between them, and so you get some sameness in some ways, and that's a very common complaint. A lot of players don't like the rehash. There were so many complaints about like modded characters basically in like the Street Fighter 4 days. People complaining about Ryu, Akuma, Oni, Evil Ryu, right? Like and all of these variations, right? People complain about like the clone or the Echo characters in Smash Brothers. So instead have a small but very varied and unique cast, and I think that is that can be much more valuable in some ways. And so like I love seeing examples like this that are just like relatively quick turnaround time, very clear design vision, that is like looking to be realized really well. And so I'm super stoked. Yo, Lord knows this is making an appearance on Niche Fighter Monday.